Okay, welcome back to 160th anniversary playthrough of Chancellorsville using the Glory system across Rappahannock. So we're on to the night turns, and just bear with me here, getting some of the glare off of here for you. And just wanted to bring you back and show you where we are. So we've played the first night turn here, the evening of the second. And Jackson continued his attack down here to the south and actually made some significant progress, although Union resistance is stiffening quite a bit over here, and we'll walk through that here in a moment. Also, a number of shifts to the east. You can see over here that Williams is still continuing to pull back. Geary continues to hold here. Continue to hold the line from the Rappahannock over here with the 5th and the 2nd Corps. But also the 2nd Corps has started to worry about its flank due to the activity of AP Hill down here. We'll talk more about that later. Also have the 1st Corps streaming in as reinforcements to the east. So those are the significant pieces of what went on to the east. Take a look at the AMs here for a moment. Let me actually zoom you in. This is where the crux of the fighting is occurring, but I want to take a look and show you the AMs here first and how they laid out. So Confederates did have the initiative. Jackson went first again, of course, and attacked. We had 2 AMs for the Union that didn't happen, the Sickles, and then this other one was a Fulcrum that didn't occur as well. But everything else actually occurred. Most of the Union happened towards the end, particularly Howard units towards the end. Jackson actually got his 2 AMs in before Howard could actually do anything, and that was significant, and that plays into some of the analysis that I'm going to show you here in a minute. Again, with some of the other unions like Meade and Couch, they kind of stayed put, holding that line in there. I think that gives a little bit more historical accuracy within there. But let's take a look at the action that occurred here in the evening. Now, a couple of rules in here to make note of. One, it costs units 1 extra movement point to move adjacent to a enemy unit, which affects the Confederates more than the Union on here. Also, 2, that any cohesion test as a result of the battle is going to get a +2 on their dice rolls. So that was significant, and that helps Confederates. It's bad for it was worse for the Union within here as well. There's automatic rallies if units don't move and don't do anything and they're not beside a enemy unit. So those are some of the significant pieces here. But let's get on to the battle. And what happened here, again, Dole's units pushing up the turnpike. And you can see a number of things happened here. They reduced the units that were in this hex and another hex over here, which now they have the line all the way up almost to the McDowell's Tavern. Dwell's Taverns up here. And then also they captured the Wilderness Church right here. All right, which that actually is significant because now they've cleared this out and they're getting into open ground over here to continue the fighting. To the north of the turnpike, had some good action. Unfortunately, a couple of attacks over here, here, and here failed. You can see they're disordered, and the units had to fall back. That gave Schwartz's unit here a chance to recover, and still kind of holding out the Union left side of the 11th, or excuse me, right side of the 11th Corps. To the south, however, the attacks by Ramseur and Colquitt were able to push farther back. the Third Corps, Sickles Corps, have moved up into a blocking position, tried to counterattack here, failed, and you can see they're disordered right there. The 11th was able to pull back a few units, but it was quite a significant loss for them this turn. In fact, they lost 5. I don't know if you can see them all here. There we go. They lost actually 5 units, roughly 2.5 brigades that were completely lost. Also, as part of the recovery, one of Devon's units was completely destroyed and is now worth victory points for the Confederates. So, 11th Corps has been now really hit hard. The losses are accumulating and they are just fleeing. So, again, getting somewhat historical here in the evening of the 2nd. The effort to push is a little bit back. I would have expected them to be more here. They are more here, like this. You also have Sickles coming in at an angle here, blocking and kind of countering attack over here as well. So that will be an interesting battle over here. We also have, as you can see to the north, AP Hill trying to swing once again around here to try to break through on here. Again, this was significant because that's what Jackson was trying to do, was keep going around and around and around to break the flanks of any Union resistance that was on here. During that time frame, that's when he was mortally wounded by his own troops out on here on the picket. So you can see this is kind of setting that up, although there is no Jackson loss rule within here. It will just kind of an interesting fact of pointing out how it's kind of forming up, with the battle itself. We also have a couple of other AP Hill units that exited off the map. Let me just jump you over to the other key. Show you here. Exited off the map over here at 9. I was going to have them go up the Brock Road over here, but I decided against that because they wouldn't have the ability to attack. They will actually be coming on in 11 up here at 2 turns from now. The scenario rules specify that they are under orders and they can use that strategic movement to get up here. So I took advantage of it. They'll be appearing here. They will try to link up with the rest of AP Hill's units up here in the flank attack so that they can be part of it and participate in the attacks over there. So they are off map. They'll be coming in over here, coming in at the 4:45 a.m. turn. Basically, 2 turns over from now, and provide reinforcements for them within there. So that's kind of where the attack is. Definitely the Confederates are pressing the attack. They are starting to disorganize a bit more. The Union is starting to stabilize a little bit, particularly on the southern side of the line, center southern side. The right side is still fairly open. We do have some units moving over to block. We do have cavalry over here to attempt to block the movements over here as well. But this gap still seems a bit open. Now, as I said, we do have quite a bit of reinforcements that will be available to the Union between the 12th Corps back here, 1st Corps coming on, and even part of the 2nd Corps over here as well. Now we do have, as you can see over here, we do have Anderson moving up to try to continue to put pressure on here so that not all the units can be used as reinforcements to counter Jackson's attack. We'll see how that goes. McLaws has done the same thing. Sorry, just off camera right here as well, but that's kind of a weak attack. We just have 1 brigade moving up against, 1 whole corps plus a half a corps next door to it. Doubtful in entrenched positions. Doubtful that will become of anything, but at least it gives something to potentially push in later if something materializes. Okay, so that's the end of the first night turn. We'll move on to night turn 2, and I'll pull that into this this video in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back with the second night turn from Chancellorsville. Just giving you a recap on this in terms of where we are. So we've completed the night turn. And actually, let me show you here on the other screen here. There we go. So we've completed the night turn. Come on, flip around. It's not going to be cooperative here, is it? Here we go. Okay. So we completed the night turn over here. We're on to 1400, but I want to recap the night turn on here with a couple things that have occurred. First off, looking over here at our AMs, you can see we start off with Jackson again because the Confederates got the initiative. Then we had a few Couch, Sickles, Solcrum, and Meade, Anderson. We had 4 this time that did not activate, and that was a Solcrum, a Sickles, a Howard, and a Meade. Didn't activate this time. And that kind of helped a little bit for the attacks for the Confederates. Unfortunately, the attacks didn't really pan out. Used this turn kind of more for recovery than attacking, but there was a couple of significant points here. So let's jump back to the other camera. There we go. So I can show you a little bit more detail of what happened. Now, first off, looking at the big picture here, a couple things you can see. First off is that the 3rd Corps, Sickles Corps, over here is kind of attacking or cordoning off the southern side of the Confederates over here, linking up with the remnants of the 11th Corps that's holding the Turnpike road here, and linking up with them plus Pleasanton here. And you can see we've got some units of Williams that have streamed up to the right side of the Union flank to provide some support here to the 11th. The other half of the 12th is still over here protecting from Wright's attack up there, or Wright's push in here to link up with Jackson's units over here as well. We also have, coming in from the northeast over here, we have Reynolds Corps coming in, the 1st Corps, setting up to look to cordon off and to block any northern excursions by Hill's units or any others that try to go in that general directions. So the Union defense is forming up quite well. We really haven't tapped into the 2nd Corps or the 5th Corps, which is still holding the lines to the east. The way that the rules are set up here, I could move them at any point in time. I am personally restricting it to keep a little bit more historical because I could have them, stream over to help face off against Jackson's attack over here. But I'm not sure that's going to be needed because, as I said, the 1st Corps is coming in. There's plenty of units from 3rd Corps, remnants of the 11th Corps, and the 12th Corps that I think can set up enough defense for them. Now, the attack by the Confederates has been pretty good, but not dramatic. Let me zoom in here, and we can take a look at some of these specific areas in question. So right here is the main thrust of the attack, coming down the Turnpike road this way. They have started to take victory hexes. They've taken this one, and this one. That'll actually give them some victory points over here. But the Union still controls most of it, which is this over here. I've calculated that the Confederates need to make at least, just off camera here, at least to here, to at least get a draw and then one more will get them a victory. So they've got a long stretch here that they've got to continue to attack, to press on here. And the Union has the interior lines on this one. First Corps can come over, Second Corps can funnel back. We've got some remnants, we've got some other units of the Third Corps that could stream over without much threat from the Confederates off to the east, because McLaws' division is just not powerful enough to punch their way through. They've got some good units, they've got some decent units, but they just can't, punch their way through the volume of Union units. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's still a lot of time left, and kind of go from there. But they have made good inroads over here. Their cohesion is still in pretty good shape. We do have some disrupted units here and here. AP Hill over here had some issues here with their initial attack against the cavalry. Cavalry kind of held them off. That buys some time for Williams' troops over here, but we've got more Confederates coming up into the attack over here. This over here is going to be the main focus. I think this is where most of the battle is going to be, probably in the northern or the right shoulder here of the defense. And then, of course, we've got Third Corps that's trying to limit the amount of reinforcements that are coming in over here. Now, as I said, we've also got, if I zoom back out here, we've also got Wright moving up over here to help support and maybe drive in here as well, trying to get on the flanks as much as possible. Now, he could be wrapped around here by Geary's unit, so he's got to be careful about this. Geary could advance over here, although there could be some more come up to stem that as well. So it's looking very interesting in terms of where we are at the beginning of the daylight hours of May the 3rd on here. Still got some more attacks to go. Still got some long way to go for the Confederates. Union defense is firming up quite a bit, and it looks to be an interesting battle. So I hope you're enjoying this. That's the overview of the nighttime turns. We'll be back with the first daylight turn of May the 3rd, and probably the second daylight turn, 6 a.m. turn, as well on the next video. And hopefully you enjoy. Thanks for watching.